Live every night on the Halos in the Infield Baseball Network.
Think about it. We'll get into everything that we're going to get into as we go along, but I got to rant real quick. But why would you throw out an inexperienced pitcher in a game you're still close in? And I don't care what the record is. You show up for a fucking rivalry game. But he's actually talking to him constantly. That is a sign of a really, really good coach.
It's the ToddFox postgame podcast with your host, ToddFox.
Because the only thing I want to yell is fuck! Hey, welcome into another episode of the Halos in the Infield postgame show with your host, ToddFox, here on the Heedy Baseball Network. And if you want tickets to get to any kind of Angel game, any kind of playoff game, any kind of concert, well, we have the promotion for you from 714 Tickets. 714 Tickets. 714 Tickets can easily get you into any game, any concert, any event that you want. Just by putting Halos in the infield in the promo, you get 10% off right away and 5% off or 5% back to your purchase power to get some more tickets in the next promo or whatever. But you can use the promo HITI Heedy over and over and over again, so don't even trip on that. And plus you get entered in to win a jersey. I suggest you make that deal soon, because on our first month is over and we will be raffling off that set jersey. So with that being said, let's talk about what happened today in Game 2, because I know a lot of people want to come on here and give me crap, and I understand that, and that's fine. But again, did we win? No, we didn't. But you know what, Mike Trout? I want him to succeed. And as many as people like to just have selective hearing between their two ears, and they only want to hear certain things, I've said over and over, I want this dude to succeed. If I didn't want him here, I wouldn't have wanted him to sign a whole career contract with the Angels. If I didn't think he was one of the best players in the league, I'd be pissed off. I'd want him out of here. The fact of the matter is, I've said it many times, and I'm not gonna talk too much about this because I'm gonna get into the game. I'm tired of fucking talking about this subject. But what I will say is that how he goes and how Ohtani goes makes a big difference if this team's going to be a contender or not. And I'm sorry what you guys say. None of their prior career stuff matters this year. It never did and never will. So what they're doing right now, it's a reactionary thing to game-by-game basis. If you can't take the fact we're ragging on a player because he's in a slump or that he just can't do it right now, well, then that's not my problem, because that's currently the thing. But maybe these 2 home runs bust him out of the slump. Maybe we're not talking about that. Maybe Ohtani's couple hits bust him out of the slump. Maybe we're not talking about that. So it doesn't matter to me. What I think that should take place in this entire thing is that the Angels win ball games. I don't care how they do it. But mainly you need your big guns to come through. You need your big guns to set up the other guys. The other guys have done a good job of doing that. But again, if you're not able to have your big guns come around, you're going to lose a game like you did last night, where the big guns were quiet again. And you only scored 1 run. That was a night where the supporting cast could not help you out. And then today, the supporting cast wasn't there. Well, Trout was, and Trout got his 5 RBIs. He got his 2 home runs. All right, that's good. We still lost, but he contributed, so it's good. Let's see if he can continue to do that. The Angels let's get into the game. Angels had plenty of opportunities in this game, and surprisingly against Corbin Burns, who has pitched really good, pitched pretty average this season, but usually is nails like a Garrett Cole. He had a pretty good game today. He had a 3-0 lead spotted by a couple of mistakes there by the Angels. Trout not being able to make a catch in center field. It just seems, and I don't put that one on him because I'm accustomed to that now. Like E. Diaz in Oakland, he catches everything that goes in center field magically. All these guys are to the outfield and they'll catch it. It doesn't matter who they are. It's been the luck of the Angels all season. If you've noticed, anything to the gap, anything, line drive, fly ball, whatever, it looks uncatchable by our guys. but you throw set team over there to try to get it, and they get it every single time. It's been frustrating to watch all year. There's been like line drives where I'm watching either at the stadium or in my seat at home where it's coming off the bat and I'm like, oh shit, yeah, that's going to drop. Hell yeah, that's going to be a double, or it's hitting the gap. Nope, catch every time. The guy jumps, and usually, there's a chance that they'll drop the ball like Trout did or something like that. I don't even blink. It's like, oh yeah, he's going to catch it. I don't even trip because it happens so much this year. This team so far through the first 28 games now is the most unluckiest team I've seen. And then when you look at things and you're just about ready to get on Tony Tio's side and you're saying, hey, you know what? This guy's playing much better. He's drawing walks. He's getting on base. He's singling. When we put guys in front of him to get on base, he'll drive them in or he'll at least sacrifice them over. He's having productive at-bats. He's not striking out on 3 pitches. He's not weakly hitting the ground balls. He's playing good defense. He saved us the other day at the homestand against Oakland. You're like, all right, Tony Tio. Turns into Tony Two Airs because Tony Two Airs blew that game wide open. I will still say, as much pitches that Detmers was throwing, why would you go to Wantz in that situation against a lefty? Go to Wantz, the batter, after that lefty. Why did we have to? You had the matchup you wanted, even though he's seen him a couple times. Let him go after Wanker. No, we're going to have Wantz go after Wanker. So that just further blew the game open. They lost it in that inning. They lost the game straight up in that inning. And it's a shame. Again, the Angels can go toe-to-toe with this team. Had they had a little bit better pitching, no errors in that inning, Trout's home runs could get – wait, what? Trout? So if they didn't give up those runs, could have actually made sense. Ah! Yes, it could have made sense. But no, it didn't. It didn't, although he had a good game. But had those errors not come through – it would have been clutch Trouty right there. You would have been like, game winner, Trouty. And then from now on, anytime anyone brings up that subject, everyone's like, well, you remember that game in Milwaukee? He had 2 home runs and 5 RBIs, and he got us the lead. There you go. And you know what sucked, too, is Elvis got through that one inning, former Angel, part of that trade. He comes in there and shuts us down the first 3 outs. But he did give up the home run to Trout, so that was good. But at first I was like, oh, great, this guy's going to come in here and perform really good. So let's get to the awards because I think I want to get to the Nacho night. And just because I gave him the night off, the other night, as far as Randy's concerned, I didn't have to go in. I forgot yesterday to give out the awards, so he didn't have to do the Nacho and the Stamos. I'm gonna make it a little hard for you, Randy, right there. I'm gonna make this one a little bit difficult. First, let's go to the Stamos Award. That one shouldn't be too difficult. Oh, that John Stamos. And before I do, real quick, John Stamos, real quick. And your boy Roger Lodge on Thursday. No, it was Friday. It was Friday around 3 o'clock before they went into the pregame and everything for the Angels, right? I actually was listening because I had to run an errand on Friday. He comes out and says, well, I was at a school in Santa Ana with Louis Renifo on Monday, and I said that after the Angels had won 3 in a row, that they were going to go on to win 10 total games. So my Lodge's lock for the weekend is a sweep over the Brewers. Well, how does that look, Mr. Lodge? Again, you're the corniest dude in radio, and we love to make fun of you on here because you love balls, and John Stamos. But your predictions are worse than anything I could put out there. I mean, I could talk up Suarez, and that would make more sense than any of the cheese that comes out of his orifices that he spews at any given time. He's terrible. Terrible. I wish I could have went to Angel Stadium the other day when I did and freaking applied for the job of him. Because I could do a better job than that. I'm so tired of that guy. He's so stupid. The only person that jinxes the Angels more, yeah, I said it, to quote Randy, when he says, yeah, I said it, it's freaking Matty V. Matty V, whenever he calls a game, I'm expecting a loss. He's a dumbass. We actually, look, again, I don't believe in superstition. But man, he's making me a believer. Because every time he did it with a couple of those games that were close to being no-hitters last year, he opens his fucking mouth. Every time. He did it this time too. He was like, oh, the Angels, last time they came back, and it's like, shut the fuck up and let them hit. Like, give the guys a chance. Like, I couldn't believe Matty V and his verbal garbage that he spews. He's boring. Like, I never thought I would love Wayne Randazzo so much because I already liked him as a guy when we did the interview with him, me and Fernando. I thought he was a pretty cool cat. And then when I was hearing the games, I'm like, hey, he's meshing with Gooby really good. I'm now giddy for him and freaking Wayne Randazzo. But now it's like, damn, Randazzo sounds like freaking Vin Scully compared to Matty V. Matty V sucks. Every time that dude calls a game, it's like, oh, automatic loss. And every time I swear to God, he jinxes us in the wrong way. So the Stamos Award, I got off track right there. I'm a little ahead of myself, actually. The Stamos Award's going to go to Corbin Burns. I'm going to give it to him. He goes to 3-1. 1 run on 5 hits, 5 strikeouts, 1 walk. He was pretty dominant. The bullpen made it shaky with 2 home runs to Trout in his final 2 at-bats, which were clutch in a way, but not truly clutch. I had to throw that in there. Anyway, 7-5, the Angels lose. Now, there is going to be a competition that, just for the freak of it, I'm going to say, you know what? I'm going to give this to multiple players. So here we go. Get ready for the Nacho Night.
All the chips, all the cheese, all the refried beans, all the onion and tomato and the guacamole, all the beef and jalapeno and the sour cream, all the nachos.
Nacho Night presented to you by Paul Sorrento, the worst hitting instructor of all time. Now the Angels, I could have given it to one guy, maybe. But I think I'm going to give it to multiple guys just for the hell of it. I'm going to give it to Renfroe, who in his homecoming back to Milwaukee has been dead as a doornail. He went 0 for 4, 2 strikeouts, and left 4 men on base. Our boy Ward said, you know what, hold my beer. I'm going to go 0 for 4, 2 strikeouts, leave 2 on base. Chris Jury's like, you know what, I can't match the 4 left on base, but I'll tie our boy Ward there. I'll go 0 for 4, 2 strikeouts, and leave 2 men on base. And then we're also going to give it to we're going to give our final selection. So before people, it'll be those 3 players that went 0 for 12 in a game that we really needed just a couple hits out of those 3 spots. I'm going to give it to Matty V. So Matty V also joins in the nachos. So we don't have a dump truck of nachos like we did for Jose Suarez in his last start. We have like one of those urinal troughs that they have up in Oakland filled with nachos, cheese, Ebola, chicken that's been sitting out and not frozen, just sitting on the counter for a couple days. A lot of jalapenos, those really, really hot ones. A lot of sour cream and, the guacamole that you like squirt out of the gun like at Taco Bell, out of the painter gun. So it's like you're really, really like in your cardboard chips from Dodger Stadium. So it's really meant to be a meal that's going to give you some severe diarrhea. So hopefully those players can learn from their lessons, and Matty V can learn from his shitty commentary to then shit himself out a better commentary and better ball playing for tomorrow. As man, we're going to need all hands on deck tomorrow because my boy, my Halo hunk, my guy that I predicted to be such a turnaround player, Jose Suarez gets the start tomorrow. So God help us tomorrow as we try to avoid the sweep. And again, we try to avoid finishing the month of April under 500. And because I really, really thought this was going to be a shot in the arm had we finished the month ahead and just above 500. But now it looks like with Suarez pitching tomorrow, do we chalk this one up as a loss already? Let me know what you think. Is it going to be? Is it just going to be over? I mean, tomorrow's just a moot point. We're going to get shellacked. It's going to be 7-0 before you know it. Or is Suarez going to pull some rabbit out of his hat and freaking pitch really good and we get a victory? Who knows? I mean, that would be the angel thing to happen tomorrow, right? So, but tomorrow, we're facing Ray, who's not a really good pitcher either. He's off to a really bad start. Can we take advantage of him? Because so far, the 2 best pitchers on the Brewers system did a fairly good job against us in both starts. Both pitchers only allowed 1 run in their starts. So they did a freaking good job. But we definitely need to step it up moving forward. So with that being said, the Angels lose again. You had a couple games that meant something too today. You had the Yankees. Nathan Eovaldi got a complete game shutout against the Yankees for the Texas Rangers. Jacob deGrom goes on the 15-day IL. He'll be evaluated. It could be longer than that. You also had Seattle losing yet again. You also had Houston, I believe, going down today. So, again, you're sitting there. We're going to be back 2 games after today. We're going to be 2 games out. So it's still not bad, but again, you wanted to finish the month a lot stronger. Again, I'm not giving up on Seattle. Seattle's going to turn it around real soon here, and then we're going to have to contend with them. Texas, again, they have got a tougher schedule than we do coming up here, so look for them to take some losses here. Let's see. Randy checks in with first. Also, Captain Clutch coming up big, providing all the offense, but not enough. Robert says, damn it, Trout's hard contact didn't win us the game. Only got 5 RBIs. He needs to do more. Yeah, because, again, Robert, according to you guys, the velo will get you more run support. So they would have tacked on a little, maybe a field goal that would have won the game. That's up to Trout to hit the ball about another 40 miles per hour faster. David says Tampa Bay Rays are kicking ass. They sure are. They look very, very, very difficult. Josh says, but Mike Trout isn't clutch. There you go. See, and that's fine. That's fine. Like I said, I don't go anywhere. So if I say something stupid or if I say something that people don't agree with and they have their opportunity to take a shot, I can take it. Bring it on, motherfucker. I'm here every game. Every game, if you want to talk baseball, talk Angels baseball. I just like a dialogue back and forth. I don't like personal shots. As long as you guys keep it cool with me, I keep it cool with you. I love it. So don't even trip. No haters ever get to me, dude, because as quickly as you could dish it, I can take it and throw it right back, and hopefully you can too. Randy says, yeah, let's talk about it. Also, the shirt looks like a Brewers shirt, jumping ship. No, actually, you know what? If you want to call me out like that, let's go, Rob. No, Rob, I'm actually wearing a Cleveland Indians hat, which I only bought because these logos are gone thanks to the woke Guardians. Because indigenous people, when you go to a reservation, be sure to call them Guardians. Say, what Guardian tribe are you from? And then also I have on Toronto Blue Jays World Series 92 shirt, and that's from one of the fans from this show, Juan, up in Toronto. He bought me this last year, and he's a real cool cat, so it's like, why not? So I feel comfortable, and I don't feel like wearing Angel stuff all the time. I have Pirates gear. I have freaking Braves gear. I just like jerseys in general. Fernando's seen it. I think I've shown it to Randy too. I have all kinds of jerseys and hats because, I got the hookup, and then plus it's like I just like teams' logos, old school stuff, and I don't like any of that new crap for the most part, except some of our City Connects. And I don't know how you guys feel about the Seattle City Connect. I kind of like it. The worst ones to me are Houston's very boring, and Dodgers are boring, and Arizona sucks, and also the Texas one by far is god awful. I mean, wow. Let's see. Final score: Brewers 7, Mike Trout 5. Corbin totally burns us in the game. Marty says it was nice to see some run production by Mike. Hopefully, it brings him on par, and I agree. Or to a tear. Also, Suarez about to throw a gem just to throw us all off, and I'd take that right now. Talk about Taylor Ward. Yeah, Taylor Ward 0 for 4 continues to struggle. Move down to the lineup, James. I don't know if you like him where he's at in the lineup, but definitely Neto. Neto, you can say it. He's been averaging 1 to 2 hits per game. Leave him in there, productive. And guess what? He got hit again. So he's more than halfway close to breaking the Angels' all-time record for rookies being hit by a baseball. The rookie record is 10, and that was by David Eckstein, and he's already got 6. A long way to go, and he should break that. I agree with James. Dude's depth perception looks off. Yeah, that's what I was going to say too. And I'm glad you guys reminded me on that. Did you see that fly ball on the double? I mean, he took an Adele route to the ball. He came in really close, and then he's like, oh, shit. And it was a good 5 to 10 feet away. So, yeah, I don't know if he lost it in the lights or what it was, but that was terrible. That was terrible. Tony Tio, Tony Uncle. Nope, Tony Two Airs. It was kind of cool seeing Elvis enter the building. Oh, God, he's doing all the bad jokes. Grillmaster, it is just not the day. It's even rare to do your jokes when we win, But when you do it when we lose, it's equally offensive. Like, I'm just always like, whenever you tell your jokes, or just more like,
how dare you?
You know, and just stop, you know? But
stop it. Get some help.
Also, of course he is. Todd hates me. Confirmed. Here we go. Let's see. Do a voice scan. I don't know which voice that was. Todd liked the clutch balls, and John Stamos. Also, I want to hear a depressed Roger Lodge. Well, depressed Roger Lodge would be like this. I let the kids down by my intuition of thinking the Angels would win 10 in a row. And I'm sad that, old Toddy couldn't get the right play at the right time. But I'm sure he's going to be able to stroke that wooden bat, get it nice and firm, and hit that ball as far as John Stamos' good looks will take his career. And then all of a sudden, you'll have magic back in Anaheim. But right now, we're back at 500. And my prediction for the Angels sweeping the Brewers is moot point. Robert says, question for you, did for those home runs not give you an opportunity to tie the game? Haha, don't sell the narrative. Come on now with 5 RBIs, 2 at-bats. Look, again, Rob equals canceled. Look, all I'm saying is this. Again, I'm not shitting on his performance tonight. This is where you guys just don't get it. It's a nightly show. So if Trout goes 0 for 4 yesterday, Trout's getting the nachos if he leaves 3 men on and strikes out twice. We've seen that song and dance, unfortunately, too many times. Now, did I give the nachos to him? Did I talk shit about his home runs? No. I was sarcastic because you hit 2 home runs and you got 5 RBIs. He was the offense tonight, right? Now, I could sit there and be a dick and really mean, hey, but did they win? No, it was a joke. It's sarcastic. But I will say, this is where you got to see the rest of the team come together. And this is what I've said all year, if you guys have been here all year, is that the supporting cast will help put up the runs. A lot better than last year. But the 2 main big dogs need to come through. And when they do hit like they did tonight, Ohtani getting a couple hits, it's better for the team and they have a better chance of winning, obviously. But tonight, who got the nacho night? 3 core players who went 0 for 12. And those are big at-bats that those 2 big dogs were doing the same thing in games where those 3 guys who did it tonight were getting hits, but those guys weren't getting in. So you see what I'm saying right here is you have to win as a team. This isn't basketball. You can't win with 2 players. And football, the same thing. You need a team, and you need a baseball lineup to be consistent. And I think no matter how much we disagree, no matter how many people like either take jabs at me, think that I'm not right, or agree with me, we can all agree on one thing. The Angels are consistently inconsistent. And we're talking about one side of the baseball here. We're talking about the hitting. We haven't even gotten into the pitching. The pitching is a whole nother albatross by itself. Because for all the goodwill that was created last year by either Perry or Wise or Nevin, it's kind of been out the door because even the normiest of normies are like, man, Nevin sucks. Man, Wise has got to go. Man, I don't like these decisions. Then the baseball honks are like, well, you know what? Give him a chance, blah, blah, blah. And then there's some Angel fans that are just like, I don't know what they're doing. I wish I knew the direction. The pitchers that are coming in at certain times makes no sense. Whereas last year, that was the first thing Nevin got under control after Madden left, was pitchers having roles, pitchers being able to be relaxed in what they do in certain situations. They were never brought into foreign situations to make them, to give them an unrealistic way of getting out of it. No, I mean, last year he calmed all that down. I don't know what the hell's going on this year. I don't know if it's Perry's fault who's been to blame because people are pointing fingers at him, saying he has too much control. People are pointing fingers at Matt Wise. People are pointing fingers at Phil Nevin. So that, we don't even know what's going on with that yet. And we need more sample size to see what happens when they do with what they're going to do with Suarez, Silseth, and on and on and on. But I think our main focus here as a team we cannot have these offers for 4 or 5 guys and still have like 9 hits because it's not going to balance out right. We're not going to get the right hit at the right time. We're not going to keep the innings going because guys are striking out or grounding out. We got to make use of these outs better. And I don't care what you guys say. I don't care how you troll. But if Trout does it one night, fine. If he doesn't the next night, fine. But we need guys to step up. And I think these guys are never going to hit 4 for 4 every night. They're never going to hit 1 for 4 every night. There's going to be nights where they go 0 for. But those offers got to be better productive outs. They can't be strikeouts all the time with runners on base. Let's move guys over. We've been preaching that. Let's bunt. Let's hit the other way. Let's hit and run, stuff like that. That's the only way we're going to get out of this funk. Because otherwise, it's going to be a Trout performance by other players. They're going to take a week or 2 off and not do dog shit in the box. Yes, I said it. Trout didn't do dog shit in the box for almost 2 weeks. And then he rips off 2 home runs and 5 RBIs. Good. Good. Maybe you woke your fucking ass up. Now let's see the rest of the team do that and not fall into that same category. We don't need a bunch of those slumps. And slumps are going to happen, but we can't have them all at the same time. It sounds like I'm asking for a lot, but when you consider the pressure that's on this team to make the postseason, to save Ohtani's career here in Anaheim, yeah, they could be feeling it. The only one that has a free ride on this team, the only one that has no pressure on his head is Mr. Phillips. Mr. Phillips says, as long as I know where that helmet's at, my job is good. All I got to do is sign autographs for people that don't want my autographs. Like they look at me like I'm a bat boy, but yeah, I'll sign anything before the game. And as long as I know where that samurai hat is and I'm at the step of the dugout before they get there, Nevin, freaking Perry, nobody's going to cut me. He is the safest player on this roster, I'm telling you. Let's see. Also, what up, bro? I still didn't feel good today. I hope you feel better, Big 20. Courtney says, but we still lost. Vince Scully was boring. Wayne is a better announcer at me. Okay. Elvis pitching today was a reminder why I liked that Renfroe trade. Yes, Renfroe was much better. The Rangers are better than us. Admit it. For right now, Kyle, I don't, trust me, I've watched more baseball than you've been alive, and I guarantee you Texas will fall straight on their ass. I guarantee it. Or my name isn't ToddFox, okay? Also, let's see. We had chances versus the Brewers, but Corbin ultimately... You already said that! Mateo says the final score was a little bit more respectful. Yes, sir, it was. Kroomskar says incoming 14-game losing streak. Santa Maria!
Tonight, it's time for you to check out what I want. I want balls and John Stamos.
Don't knock your side hustle. Laugh out loud. You always do, El Barto. Let's see. Hey, I like Matty V. I don't. I really don't, Mateo. I'm sorry, but I can't stand that guy. Let's see. Let me go back here. Some of these comments got screwed up here. Of course. Let's see. Let's see. Hopefully. Well, damn, there's so many that came in. See, it said I didn't have that many after, and then all of a sudden a flood came in. Oh, there we go. Let's see. Tomorrow night is Suarez's last start with the Angels. He's calling it. Matty V sucks, Mateo. Come on. I agree with it. See, me and Randy don't agree all the time, but that's one I definitely agree with him. Angels getting swept guaranteed, Kroomskar says. Nah, man says Suarez needs to get it going. El Bardo says, Todd, your Honkinator 3000 doesn't honk well anymore. It doesn't, huh? Yeah, it's barely honking. Let's see. Also, if he doesn't get it going, DFA him and bring back Joyce. Robert says Suarez going to buy himself 3 more starts by pitching decent tomorrow. Our luck. Let's see. I'm totally chalking up a loss. AAA starter Colin Ray, 6 innings pitched, 5 hits, 2 runs. Angels lose 9-2. Forever optimistic. Jesus says Firefield Nevin now. There you go. DeGrom doing DeGrom things. Sayfair says, what did you just say about Trout again? We still lost. Just kidding. Come on, man. It's all a joke. You guys got to get this, what do you call it? Sarcasm. Let's see. Martin says, heading into the casino, dropping $100 on the Brewers to win, and thanks Suarez on the bill before handing it over. Thank you, Suarez. Predicted 1 out of 3. Give me a honk because Suarez will be lights out tomorrow. Hopefully, Houston loses 6-1. Lakers fan says, keep thinking about Corbin Burnsman from Major League. Suarez going to be get his lights punched out. Well, let's see what happens there. Let's see. Also, Firefield Nevin. Suarez will pitch a complete bottom of the first inning. 5 earned runs, 2 walks, 3 home runs, and allowed in a solid defeat. Exactly. Also, he's an Ohio fan. Yes, sir. I think it's the end of all the managers and how it is. Not organized. We don't even have a set closer like Iglesias. Detmers is always 60% good and 40% newbie, having people on all bases all the time. And that's why I think, too, I think you have an issue with the growth of these guys. You know what I mean? Like, it's been stunted a little bit. Like, when the Rangers got Bruce Bochy, I thought for the future, that's a really good move. Even though he's an older guy, he's only going to give them probably 5 years as a manager. I've always wanted a manager in the Angels to be like, before, Mike Scioscia, when they had Mike Scioscia until his last 5 or 6 years where he melded in. I wanted a manager like Dusty Baker, who he's the perfect epitome of, okay, I'm not going to ignore my past. I'm going to rule with my gut, but I'm also going to use analytics, and I'm going to be a player's manager, and I'm also going to be a hard ass. He's the perfect balanced manager. If we had somebody like that here, you'd watch this team blossom. I'm telling you. Let's see, we need better pitchers. Safer says, how dare you, everyone watching the show. Yes. Also, we have pitching. The boys didn't perform enough. Sayfair says we need batting training again, but Ken Griffey Jr. as our hitting coach. Look, we just need we haven't seen anything enough to say that Thames is the guy or not. I didn't even see Velo give you more runs, but I know I was just kidding, dude. It was a joke. It was a joke, Rob. Someone else had to make a Velo thing. Well, yeah, I had to take a shot at that. Let's see. He has 3 Angels jerseys and 3 Pirates, 3 Cubs, 2 Indians, and 2 Dodgers. I don't have any Dodgers. Steven says, I'm interested to see what they do with Cincinnati's City Connect jersey. I do have a Cincinnati Reds Pete Rose jersey, pinstripe. I love that jersey. Jose Suarez is going to be brewing up a lot of offense for the Brewers. See, Texas City Connect looks like something the Saints in a Saints Row game does. Is Seattle's supposed to be a police uniform? It looks like it. They just need a billy club. Let's see. Jesus says the jersey is fire trash or dumpster fire. Let's see. It's supposed to be the Chaz uniform. That's awesome, dude. That's right on cue, man. That's a good one right there. The Chaz one. Also, Krumskar says coming to terms that this isn't a very good team. What's their record against teams not named Kansas City, Oakland, and Seattle? Oof, not really good. Come on, Todd. I like my jokes. You don't like my sense of humor. We've heard it too many times, my man. You got to mix it up, bro. Let's see. That's where we're telling you.
How dare you?
And we're telling you, just stop it, man. Plus, Roger Lodger. Oh, no, wait. It's too late for that. Also, if you hate Grill Master's jokes, put a thumbs up. I think you're getting some thumbs up right now. Let's see. Garbage Time Trout. Oh, let's see. Robert says, hey, can you see if the dude is Kai Bush is on Todd? Or can you see if that dude is Kai Bush is on Todd? Oh, tell him to call in and let you say your piece to him. I'm interested to see if we can get a good debate going. Oh, you mean Kai Long? Yeah, if Kai Long has the balls like he did to put on our page a comment, which, like I said, I don't care. Good or bad writing, whatever you say, it's just more content. We appreciate you watching, listening, whatever you do. And if you have like points to take shots at us, that's fine. I'm open to a debate. My thing is like, don't go personal. You know, I mean, you don't know me from anything. You're saying I don't have any baseball experience. I probably got more baseball experience in my pinky than you do in your whole body, but I wouldn't know that because I don't know you. So we can all make blank statements like that. But if you really want to come with it, if Kai Long is watching, I encourage you. And he'll probably, if he is, if he's not a bot or whatever, he'll probably hit us up on our next, live or whatever, not live, but podcast that we put on video, and we'll see what he can say. We'll see what kind of rebuttals he has. I don't mind his takes or whatever. I mean, everyone has an opinion, but it's just one of those opinions that's been going on our freaking page, and then it got onto the podcast and everything else. It's like, oh God. So you can't have an opinion about anybody, because God forbid no one ever said Larry Bird sucked at some point in his career. No one ever said Magic Johnson. No one ever said Tony Gwynn. No one ever said Albert Pujols. All these Hall of Famers, no one's ever spoken a bad word about them. They cannot do any wrong. Even though Mike Trout's been, he's a surefire Hall of Famer. There is no wrong in his game. Like, we have to keep giving him passes. We can never boo for him. We can't boo anybody. No. Shame on you, Todd. Shame on you. You're a bad widow boy. Bad widow boys only boo for people. Booing is disrespectful, especially if they are a Hall of Famer. No, for me, you're allowed to boo whoever you want. You can boo anybody you want. You can say, I know a couple of people that hate Trout, and they're big Angel fans. I don't know. I mean, you're supposed to love the players that's on your team at that particular time. And I root for what's on the chest, not on the back. But if your name is on my jersey that has the name on the front, then you're my guy. But if you go into slumps, yeah, I want you to turn it around, but I'll call you out for going into a slump. I'm not just going to sit there and be like, oh, your greatest thing ever. He's going to hit himself out of a fire. No. I mean, things happen. The game, I mean, if you didn't have these times where players weren't perfect, you'd be like questioning yourself, like, how are they perfect and we aren't? Did they sell their soul to the devil? Did they go to the fountain of youth? What the hell's going on? It's a game where 30% of the time, if you're lucky, you're successful. So that's what we always talk about, and numbers come into be in certain situations, certain innings, and that's the beauty of sports talk in general, is to give your take, to either have someone in charge like me or Randy or whoever's doing a show at a time, Fernando, to, kind of give a take, and then everyone else responds. So again, I love the fact of having back and forth conversations, because we do with a lot of fans, but don't disrespect me. Don't talk shit about me when A, you don't know me, and B, it erases anything that you could have said that's anywhere close to being relevant when you take a pop shot at me, because the first thing and the only thing I'm going to think about, I'll be a female at that time. You know how you always tell a female 99 times, oh my God, you're so beautiful, you're so fine, oh my God, you're sexy, I can't believe how you make me feel during the day. You tell them that shit 99 times. You make one mistake and say, really, you're going to eat that? What, I'm fat now? And they forget the other 99 times you told them that they were hot or beautiful or how they make you feel. Oh, you could tell them and buy them flowers and everything. They're still just going to remember that. Well, sometimes when you're doing stuff and you work hard and then you're trying to do your thing and then you produce something and then someone says something like that, you're like, okay, I get your points, but I'm not going to address that first, because A, you're an asshole, and B, you're disrespectful. So C, if you want to come at me correct. And I think everyone deep down is like that, because on your own social media, if I go to your social media and I say, hey, you know what? What's up, Chris? Fuck you. And I think you're stupid. By the way, are we going to go hang out later and blah, 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 blah? You're going to be like, what did you just say? And you're going to call me out. So, I mean, it's the same thing there. I mean, the guy could have been relevant and he could have actually made sense, but he doesn't, because A, I don't agree with it. B, I'm not even going to listen to it or interpret it as factual, because you come at me stupid. So, I mean, come on. I mean, I think we can agree on that, because why would I entertain his comment if he's going to be like that? If he would have just been straight up and respectful, then hell yeah. I don't mind having a conversation with anybody. Like I said, I don't shy away from nobody. Randy says, it's called a slump. They happen. Did we get these to happen? Trout doesn't have a bunch of slumps a season. Reaching. All players have slumps. Trump's had plenty of slumps. Before he got hot last year at the end of the year and he hit all those bombs, he slumped a lot. He was leading the team in strikeouts. I mean, if he wasn't getting hits, he was getting strikeouts. Like, a lot. I think we can remember that far back. So players go through slumps. They just do. For some reason, though, this Trout thing has just become him being Jesus. So we have Jesus wearing 27 in center field. He can't strike out. If we literally had Jesus, I'm pretty sure, I mean, he wouldn't even have to hold the bat. He would just, the force, the spiritual force would be around that bat, and then he would just look at it, and it would hit the ball out every time. But unfortunately, we don't have Jesus out there playing center field or any of the angels from the outfield from the movie. So because of that, guys are going to hit the slump. What can I say? Everybody hits the slump. It's just I'm calling him out, like I've said, over and over and over, and Ohtani, because there are two big dogs. These guys are supposed to be setting the example and leading the team. But there is one problem I have with that. Neither one are leaders. So I think even the most Trout lover out there can't tell me that fool is a leader in the locker room. Nobody has been yet to see that from him. So you may disagree with everything I've said. But Trout as a leader, those two words don't go together. Anyone know how to see who's on watching live? No, not really. I'm going to come at you, Todd. You want to go get some food? Let's see. They need a kiss from Morgana. Is she still alive? I don't know who Morgana. Let's see. These guys in a slump need to find a slump buster like a good old days and get into a 30-game hit streak. Lamb down, cabbage up, please. Todd, I am aiming to come to the Big A Saturday, August 18th versus the Rays. Will let me know, and if it's official, I will be there. Let's see. Randy says, because he always shows up. We all know he's going to end the year with Mike Trout numbers. That's okay. We'll see what happens. Let's see. Safer says, that hat is offensive. How dare you use my Indian culture as a sport? How dare you? Haha, just kidding. I need that hat. I got the other one too, the red bill, and I also have what is it called? I have the Ricky Vaughn Cleveland Indians from the Major League movie. I had to get those, man. I had to get those. And you know what? If anyone ever talks shit about me about that too, my mom was 40% or 50%, I forget the percentage, but she got checks from the government or what is it called? The reservation. She's Shumash. So I have Shumash blood in my veins. Man, Neto is always on base. Don't let the stats fool you. Yeah, he's actually doing really good. I like how his at-bats are getting, either whether getting hit or just getting or reaching on hits. Zach Neto has looked mighty impressive so far. Is he the future, Grillmaster says? I think he can be. Did you call him Trump? No, I didn't, Sonic. Also, Sonic Collection says, I thought we were supposed to get depth instead of relying on Trout and Ohtani to score runs and win games. No, we're looking for them to be the big guns that when the guys set them up, because let's be honest, without Ward up there, Ward's been in a real bad slump since the last homestand started against Toronto. Since that point, he's been batting something like 150 or something or less. He's been really bad. But the rest of the guys, the 5 through 9 hitters, have been majorly getting on, and then Trout's had plenty of opportunities to drive in runs, and he finally did it today. Ohtani's had plenty of RBI chances, and he did it the other night. You have Renfroe's been coming through. There's a reason why he has 20 RBIs. Rendon's gotten about 12 or 13 RBIs. So some of these guys are coming through. But our big guns haven't been, up there. I think we could have about 6 or 7 more wins. Remember, there's been quite a few games where the bat's been in Trout's hand at the end of the game in the 9th inning. No dice. Ohtani's been up there with runners in scoring position. No dice. So when you don't have production from your big guns, they're not clutch like that in situations, despite what the bullpen did, despite how the game went prior, you're paying the big bucks to see them get the big hits. And there's a reason why people stand at attention in the 9th inning when those hitters come up. It's not because they're squid and everyone fears squid. It's because these are two of the best ball players that this generation has ever seen, and maybe generations before them have ever seen. So the anticipation, the adrenaline to see these guys succeed and get the big hits and just tear the cover off the ball and make everyone scream and hug and kiss and high-five strangers because they came through with a home run and a double and a single and the game-winning hit or the game-tying hit in the very last inning to preserve a win or to hold on or whatever. That's what you go to baseball games for. That's what clutch is. That's the feeling of seeing your hometown hero come through when it really, really matters. Not just in the first inning, not just in the third inning, not just in the fifth inning. If they don't go through in any of those innings, but they come through in the ninth inning, that is a clutch-ass player. If you want to talk about his batting average sucking because of that, because he's only hitting 250, I'd rather have a 250 hitter, an average, but a guy who hits like 350 or 360 with runners in scoring position. Because, that guy's getting the job done. That guy's driving in runs when it counts. That's what I'm talking about. And that's the way you feel when you get a big, big hit when it really, really matters. Let's see. I thought we were. Let's see. Hold on. Mike Trump. Oh, here we go. That Trout's wife is the leader. Josh says. Robert says, whoa, a slump buster like the good old days. This family show, guys. Come on. Yeah, Trout needs a locker room presence. Mad he didn't learn from Torrey Hunter. Absolutely, Robert. That's probably one of the best takes you've had, man. And I'm not throwing shade your way, but that is a true fact. I mean, nobody can dispute that. If you wanted to give a class about who was or how to be a very, very inspiring person to a team or just an overall great leader, you need to follow whatever Torrey Hunter was preaching, because Torrey Hunter was like the epitome of a guy who could single-handedly, if you had a shit manager and you had shit coaches, he would sew that sucker together and keep everyone together at the same time. He's a great leader when he was playing with the Angels, when he was with the Twins. There's a reason why most of the teams he played on were winners. Most of them. Mateo says, James, can you replay the Trout home runs, please? I'm not James. Okay, James? Okay, James, just play the replay so we can move back to commercials, and then we can talk about UCLA Bruins. That's going to be tomorrow's show. It's going to be over and over home runs. How do we know that Mike isn't in the locker room? Because it's been reported on, Randy, by several people. Several reporters, players, even coaches. If you read Joe Madden's excerpt when his, that one that he was talking about the Angels organization, he said there's no leaders in that locker room. And Trout just did not make the team this year. He's been on the team forever. And multiple reporters said that he is not a leader. He's very quiet. He just jokes around with guys. That's it. Todd is wearing canceled gear. He's officially joining Rocks in the outfield. Oh, yeah, I can't wait to join up with Soto. We'll do a show. We'll call it Let's Not Light That Baby Up. Let's see. Lakers says, come on, Morgana, the kissing bandit. Oh, the kissing bandit with a... Okay. That's all he had to say. I don't remember her name, but she did have some nice jugs. I mean, huge jugs. Think about Elvira. I think Elvira from the 80s had the best jugs I've ever seen. Like, literally, my mom would smack me upside the head when I tried to watch one of those old, she would come on and host those scary movie type things around October, around Halloween, and she'd come on there with, like, candles and smoke in the background and just, like, enormous boobies, like huge. Let's see. Here goes Todd with a clutch word again. Yep. I'm making homemade pizza, Mateo says. Sounds good. The only clutch I feel these Angels players now know is in their cars if they have a stick shift, because they haven't really shown it much on the field. Also, is there balls and Matty V on your pizza, Mateo? Oh, jeez. But there's this.
Tonight, it's time for you to check out what I want. I want balls and John Stamos.
Definitely was, let's see. Robert says, definitely was, but give me all the shade. I'll take it, especially how hot it was today. Really? Let's see. Also, we should trade for a leader, Sonic said. Josh says playoffs. If you guys want to call in, 714-598-3221, 714-598-3221. And we could talk about all kinds of stuff. And by the way, hello?
Hey, first time caller, long time listener.
Oh, it's the Halo Honk, Fernando. What high school did you go to?
I went to the high school of Halos in the Infield.
The home of the numbnuts. Got it.
No, I'm with the Ticket Boys.
Did you ride your bike down Catello, young man?
I would ride it on John Stamos' handlebars, yes.
All right.
And how magical that ride was. You know what wasn't a magical ride?
What?
Today's game. And really the series so far. I mean, I know we predicted a series loss all around. Or wait, did you predict the 2 out of 3?
Oh, I picked the Rally Chris, yes.
Well, the Rally Chris special, the 2 out of 3 did not happen for you this time.
No, it didn't.
But, yeah, man. Rendon at the very end. I wish you could have extended it a little longer. I'm not blaming Rendon. Honestly, it was a Reed Detmers loss. Is the best way to describe it. Are you worried about Detmers?
No, I think he can. I think he'll be fine. I mean, he had a bad inning, but I think you can attribute most of that to Tony Two errors. Those are 2 double play balls that should have been taken care of. So I mean, maybe he leaves just down 4-1. And then those 5 runs by Trout really make a difference.
Yeah, Trout had a hell of a game, but, unfortunately it's in an effort that essentially didn't matter today. But He did have a hell of a game. I'll say that. I mean, it's just one of those situations where it was a bad pitched game, primarily by Detmers, not necessarily even the bullpen. I mean, Wentz came in. Yeah, he gave up some inherited runs there, but I don't blame Wantz either. And at the end of the day, Wantz is probably the guy you wanted in that position with, the bases loaded, no outs?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's you're going to get what you can right there. We've only seen guys like Scott Shields, Jimmy Herget, a couple other guys, Frankie Rodriguez in the past. I mean, we're talking about some
Raisel
Iglesias, yeah, that you can look at and say, okay, we'll throw you in there with the bases loaded, nobody out, and see what you can do. And usually those guys have come through, but for Wantz to get out of it with what he did, yeah, I don't blame him.
Yeah, frustrating game for sure. But I thought we were going to win one game, so I still had my money. Now I don't have a choice. I have had my money on Jose Suarez because I said we were going to win one game this series, and by damn it, I don't want to be wrong.
Yeah. I mean that's how it is. I mean, sometimes if he comes through tomorrow, that's baseball. I mean, you know what I mean? That's just how when we're talking about this whole discussion about velo and hitting the ball hard. They've hit the ball.
Favorite discussion.
Yeah, exactly. But you can hit the ball extremely hard and it just get caught every time. So it really doesn't matter. It's just do you get those hits? And right now the luck is definitely with every other team we've played because they're dropping them right in front of Trout, right in front of Ward, right in front of Renfroe. And it seems like when we're hitting the line drives, no matter who it is, they're getting caught. And it's just the luck of the draw, man. And then so when you're pitching too and you're making those mistakes, they're magnified. I don't right now Randy's trolling about Reed Detmers, but would you agree? I mean, is this guy having a Tyler Anderson year? No. He's been pitching fairly decent. He's just had one bad inning here, one bad inning there. Stuff that if things were taken care of right, errors weren't made behind him, not just in today's game, but other starts, you can get over that. But the Angels have not been helping him out with the bats either. So, at least with him, he's keeping you in ball games. Suarez, on the other hand, not so much.
Hey, we've won the last 2 games Suarez is pitching. I'm just saying, is he the reason? No, the offense. But I'm just saying, we won against the Yankees, and then we won his last start. So, against the A's.
Yeah.
So, say what you want, but hey, we won those games. Now, let me just say this. Taylor Ward, are you worried? The question of the day today got a lot more engagement than I expected. I thought today was a throwaway. But when I made it about Taylor Ward being moved off the leadoff spot, seemed like the consensus was, okay, yeah, let's take this guy off the leadoff spot. But now the defense is the problem. Like you said, man, he not only misread that ball in left field, man, it looked like he couldn't even see it. It was one of the worst reads I'd ever seen.
Yeah, I think I would have been able to be fine with that had it been like Anaheim Stadium around sunset where the sun kind of glares in between the infield and the outfield. And if it hits in between the press boxes, you kind of get, or the upper deck in the middle, you know what I'm talking about. Any kind of glare or
the gap in the 800 section there.
There you go. Yeah. In Roger Lodge's section. But no, if you're in a stadium too, where the sun's creeping in and you have that angle, I can kind of see that happening. But, that's indoors, man. That's like at night when that happened, and the route that he took to the ball was very concerning because I believe had he moved to his left right away, he makes that catch.
Yeah, it looked like he was reacting late because, he didn't adjust. It looked like the ball was almost past him when he realized where it was. But I'm definitely getting a little worried about Taylor Ward. Yeah, is it only April? Sure. We're almost through the month of April. But, he isn't even having good productive at-bats at the moment. Will Taylor Ward turn it around? As of right now, I have no reason to not give him the benefit of the doubt. But I am starting to slowly worry about two-thirds of the Angels' defense. Right, I mean, Trout, we've all kind of been in a sense, we've all kind of admitted lately, like, okay, well, Trout at some point will have to move out of center field. That's not a controversial topic. That shouldn't be a controversial discussion.
Don't you talk about my Trout, Fernando. Don't you do it.
All I'm saying is at some point he's going to have to become a corner outfielder. We know that. Father Time's undefeated.
Correct.
Today he tried to make a diving catch, couldn't hold on to it. I mean, it's a diving catch. It's on an air because he went out of his way to make that snag. He just couldn't hold on to it. Nothing you can do there. During the homestand, he jumped up at the wall, tried to rob that home run, bounced out of his glove. So he's trying to still be old Trout, but he's not old Trout. That's not his fault. That's just what happens with age. But, man, oh, man, I'm starting to defensively worry about left field and center field right now.
I don't know. I'm opposite of you on that one. I think he's still elite outfield. I just don't think he has that many years left in him. I think about like maybe 3 more in the outfield, and then I would say move him to either a corner outfielder or even put him at first if he's willing to do that. But that catch today was very difficult. It wasn't one of the ones that was like the ones that were against us. And then that
absolutely.
The one over the wall, I thought, damn it, that was just him just missing it by a millisecond, not closing his glove he gave it that was an A for effort on that one. I think he timed it right and everything. He just didn't close his glove right or didn't just get the right feel. I think he closed his glove right after the ball had hit his palm. But I thought that was, I do get what you're saying. I think defensively with Ward, I am worried now he's got the worst slump on the team. He's not, at least with Trout, he was hitting with nobody on. But you got basically no production from Ward, and they must have seen your viral tweet because he automatically was moved from 1 to 7, and Neto stepped up right away, with 2 good hits and a hits batsman. So I really want Ward to come through, but I think, I don't know if you think the same thing, but he's got to lay off that down and away slider, right?
Dude, we got a lot of players who got to lay off of a lot of everything. We got half the team who can't lay off the high one. This is probably where you're playing the soundbite. But that's just that. Yeah, honestly, Payne's got to step it up with the team. There's a lot of work on right now. No matter what, we won't be in a horrible position come the end of April. We got 1 game left. Even if we lose tomorrow, we're only 1 game out of 500. I understand we don't want to be under 500, but the Angels historically suck in April. Historically, this team can't win in April. So the fact that we're going to be ending the month, potentially even a game under, could be much worse for this organization than it has been in the past.
That's true. I was really hoping, and we talked about this in the beginning of the year when we gave our predictions. I was like, man, I really hope to finish April 4 or 5 games over. I think that would be a tremendous goal to reach. And the fact that they're just not there again, it's kind of like, I ain't going to lie, man. I know it's early in the season, but I'm a little depressed. I'm a little down because I really thought this team would be a lot better. I mean, we definitely have the dogs to be better.
It's okay to feel sad sometimes.
I know. I'm trying to get through it.
All right. All right, man. Well, thanks for taking the call. Have a good night.
You too, Fernando. There you go. There's Fernando right there. Let's see. Also, so Hall was hit hard catch. Oh, okay. Also, here we go. It's the Halo Honk line.
It's Supra or nah, man. What's up, man?
What's going on?
Depressing game, but good game, Mike. Good game, Mike.
Yeah, Mike came through tonight. Obviously, Otani came through with a couple of hits. It's just, again, we're not consistent on getting everyone at least, or having a. I mean, when's the last time have you seen the lineup go top to bottom good, or at least producing somehow?
Like, not for a long time, yeah. Yeah, but the defense probably killed us today. But at least we're still at 500. And Flora needs to fucking throw a gem or he's out. He's fucking out. I don't trust this guy, man. Even though you do, I don't really trust him. But let's see who's right tomorrow.
Yeah, no.
If he throws a gem, I'll shut the fuck up. But if he doesn't, I'm gonna scream. And I don't understand why the chat or the audience fails to understand that you're not trying to say Mike Trout sucks. He doesn't suck, but his career doesn't matter right now. 2023 matters.
Yep.
And if he doesn't perform in 2023, it's gonna go down to shit because Otani's gonna leave if the team sucks. Like, how do you not how does the audience not understand that? Like, we're not saying Trout sucks. He's a Hall of Fame, or Otani sucks. But what he did in his career does not matter. What matters is 2023, and more specifically, right now. And if he doesn't perform right now, we're gonna call him out because we need them. We got pieces for a reason, you know. Like, we got pieces like Jury, Anderson, Renfro for a reason to cover you guys, like supporting cast. But if you're not gonna perform, then what was the point for getting those people or players? It was for them. So, like, if you're not gonna perform, we're gonna call you out. Like,
yeah,
we're not hating on them. We just want the team to win.
Yeah, exactly. Because obviously, you know, the way we're trying to get wins here, you know, is going to affect this team moving forward. Like, if we're going to be able to sign Otani back, I think there's not many fans here that are opposed to or that want to lose Otani. You know, we want to keep him at all costs. But we already know we got like at least one or two strikes against us with Artie being the owner again. If Artie wasn't the owner, I guarantee you we'd have a 3 balls and no strikes count right now. We'd be doing pretty good. But you know, with Artie now, it's like we got to get past him and we got to prove that we're a real team. We got big boy pants and we could play. And so Trout and Otani, we need them to show up as much as they possibly can because we have the supporting cast to do it, but it's just been frustrating. It's been inconsistent. You know, the pitching's been up and down. And as you were talking about, we're 14-14 right now. The current standings have Texas at 16-11, 2 games up on Houston, now 2.5 games up on the Angels. So 2.5 games, yeah, it's not a lot. We're lucky that we don't have a team in like Tampa Bay in our division, which is running away with the East, or at least they have a 4.5-5 game lead. You know, they have an 8-game lead on the Yankees. So I know it's early, but still, I mean, you don't want to fall behind too far. And right now, Seattle's 5 games out. We could be where they're at, but, you know, we're at least within striking distance. You know, I think it's just good for, you know, our psyche and our what do you call it, for the team to be above 500. That's just me, but we'll have to see how much the guys want it tomorrow.
Randy said Todd brainwashed this kid. Well, I'm not brainwashed. You are. Chuck, we just need everyone to perform.
Yeah.
And we're not going to exclude anyone. Okay? If Chuck's hitting like the last Chris, we're going to say he's hitting like Squid. That's it. We're no one special. We're not going to treat anyone special here.
Yeah,
we're going to treat everyone the same. And if you don't perform to win, we're going to call them out. Yeah, I'm not mad. I'm just saying.
I'll put it to you this way. Nah, man, check this out. So when Vladimir Guerrero was here, did you see his career when he was an Angel?
Yeah, he won an MVP, I'm pretty sure, right? Yeah,
and he's a Hall of Famer, and he had so many clutch hits. Trout could only wish he had as many clutch hits as Vladimir Guerrero. And Vladimir Guerrero was going to be a Hall of Famer if he stayed in Expo, if the Expo stayed in Montreal, if he stayed in Washington. My point being is that Vladimir Guerrero was also booed. People forget about that. People forget that they got tired of him grounding into double plays at times. They got tired of him not being able to run as fast as they thought he should. They got tired of him striking out a lot. He faced similar scrutiny, and he was a Hall of Famer. Damn near should have won a World Series with the Angels, had the Angels not blown it, Sosha. But people forget about that. So it's like if you're able to ridicule a guy like Guerrero, and I wasn't one of them, but then if you're you should be able to do the same thing with Trout, because again, it's like you said, if you're not performing, you're not coming through when we need you, you have every right to boo. You know, nobody's Jesus out there.
I agree, and I guess I'm getting hate from the comments, but I know it's true.
It's okay. Let them hate, man, because like when things work, you know, it's all sunshine and lollipops, and everyone's just gonna be whatever. But when things aren't working, and it doesn't fit their narrative or someone else's narrative, then you know people have the right to talk shit, and it's okay, man. I like I said, I welcome it. We go back and forth, but they'll see eventually, like whether I'm right or wrong, whether you're right or wrong, or they're right or wrong. The averages always balance out, so I ain't even worried.
Yeah, I just want, like, this is like the last chance. I think I wish I wish I had the power to brainwash Ohtani and tell him to resign with the Angels, but I don't. So it's either like we perform or he doesn't stay, and I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want him to move. You know.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's not like you're saying, dude, I hate Trout. I wish he'd leave. I hate Ohtani. I wish he'd leave. You want these guys to succeed, because the more they succeed, the more the team succeeds, the more the chance of Ohtani to stay. And I like what Sean said. Dude, this team could have a shit roster, and as long as we're winning, that's all that matters, dude. Like, that is all that matters. And right now we're not. And like Sonic fans said, we've lost 4 games to Oakland, Kansas City, and Washington. How?
If we had a lineup like the Pirates do, and if we're like 18-2, I'll still be happy. Like, we're winning. Like, it doesn't, you know, like we just want to win.
Yeah, most people can't name the Pirates roster. They just know maybe McCutchen, Reynolds. That's all I know. And they've got freaking 20 wins.
Yeah, I know a lot, but yeah, like Connor Joe. Most people don't know that guy, but yeah, and Duhar, yeah. But
yeah. See, you know those guys. I don't follow them, so I don't know. I mean, I'm happy for them. I'm happy they got 20 wins. They swept a doubleheader today. But again, most baseball fans like myself that follow one team, I have no idea who's on that roster. But I'm happy for them. And that's all. That's all that matters. Their fans, like you said, are probably ecstatic that they're in first place right now.
Yeah. So, and in the end, I just believe when we have every right to call every player, and I see people claim it's racist to like call out Ohtani. Like, how does that make sense? I'm Japanese, and it doesn't make no sense at all. I always call out Ohtani. Like, when he sucks, I say you gotta perform. Like,
yeah.
Like, I can't believe this shit, man.
Well, a lot of it, bro, is due because of Roger Lodge. That guy has freaking Randy says I brainwashed you, dude. Since Roger's been a part of the AM 830 people, he has brainwashed fans to be Halo honks, to not care about losing, to just be like, oh, it's good, just stay positive. I mean, that's all he ever preaches. So, yeah, like if you listen to someone over and over and over because he's the only outlet at the time, the Halo honks get stronger and stronger. And now, like, because there was a time a few years ago, I'd go to a game in the heart of Roger Lodge's popularity, and I'd stand up and boo a player, and they'd be like, hey, man, sit down. That's not right. That's our guy. It's like, what are you talking about? He's like 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. Hell yeah, I'm paying for this seat. I'm going to boo. Like, shut the freak up.
Yeah, man.
So, yeah.
Randy loves me. I love you too, Randy. But we have our disagreements.
There you go.
But, yeah. Yeah. But what we can all agree on is I fucking hate Artie Moreno. It's his curse. So, I just feel like if Artie Moreno, like, leaves the team, I think we can start winning. I feel like he's placed on curse on this team. And we start sucking so bad. Like, it started after 2002. Like, 2002 is when, or 2003 is when Artie Moreno bought the team.
Yes,
right?
03. Uh-huh.
And it just went downhill. Like, he just wants to spend. Or it's either he spends on one guy, or he doesn't spend at all. And it's annoying as hell.
I just wish there was a crystal ball or a machine that could give you a freaking simulation of what would have happened to the organization in the next 10 years had we got another owner. I would have loved to just seen the differences between what Artie's going to produce in the next 10 years and what a new owner would have done.
Yeah. I wish Elon Musk is bought the team, but he's an Oakland A's fan. So he'll probably buy the A's first, then the Angels.
Maybe if they go to Vegas, yeah. We'll see. But hey, good call, Supra. I'm going to get to a couple more before I get out of here. I appreciate the call, bro.
Oh, all right, man. Let's win tomorrow.
Exactly. For the love of God, let's win. We'll see you.
All right, man. Yep.
All right, there's Supra right there. See, I just want the Angels to be good too, man. Like, damn. Exactly. You know, you've had the Dodgers with a run for the last, decade? And we've had to quietly sit there. You know, our run fell off after 14. And they've put together just about or at a decade's worth of winning. It's been hard to swallow, you know. It's the Halo Honk line.
Yeah, what's up, Todd? This is David in Northern California.
What's going on, man?
I want to give Tony man, I'm sick and tired of this Rendon. I want to give Tony Two Bags 2 thumbs down. I'm sick and tired of his lack of defensive effort out there. You know, he has his moments. He makes some plays, but it's time to admit the best third baseman on this team is Gio Urshela. You saw it today in the bottom of the fifth with no outs, runner on first, 4-3-1. What happens? Rendon blows an easy ground ball that could have been turned into a double play. Puts runners on first and second, and on the very next batter, he blows it again. Another ground ball that could have been a double play. Loads the bases. We get our pitcher, Detmer, walking in a run, and then it was just a disaster from there on out. Similar thing happened in Fenway about a week or so ago. Look, Rendon can't hit for power. He's batting like 250. Urshela's hitting like 301. He's a better defensive player at this point. It's time to put Urshela as our number one starting third baseman and also replace Rendon in the cleanup spot. Replace Rendon with Urshela. What say you?
I don't know if you can replace him altogether because of the contract that stupid Artie gave him and Epler gave him, but I think you can move him down the lineup and you know, whether you decide to or decide to put him, I wouldn't put him at leadoff, but I would put him down the lineup because I don't believe he deserves a number 4. You'd like a number 4 to at least have some more power and some more threat to the lineup. But I do agree with Urshela. I like Urshela at that one spot, or you can alternate him and Neto, because what Urshela's done is he's shown over and over that he can go to right field, and that he'll push runners over for you. You know, he's had an occasional strikeout when you needed him to come through, but for the most part, I mean, he's been solid. And every time they ask him to do something, he fairly does it, you know, pretty good. So I like Urshela a lot. I thought that was a very underrated pickup. So, yeah, anytime you can get him in the lineup more, I think he would be a good table setter right there at number 1.
Yeah, we're paying Urshela. We got him on a 1-year deal for about $8.4 million. You know, we're stuck with Rendon through 2026 there. I'm real sick of it. I don't know if I can go through another 3 or 4 years of Rendon. This guy just makes me angry. I can't. He's not a cleanup hitter. He's just not. And I'm going to tell you one other thing. You know who I really miss? I miss Logan O'Hoppy's bat.
Mm-hmm.
He picked up some slack when the other hitters weren't coming through. He got some big clutch hits, some clutch home runs for us, and we're missing him bad right now.
Yeah, I totally get that, because you would have felt that maybe a game like yesterday and maybe even today, O'Hoppy would have came off with a hit in the clutch. You know, when we had guys on, maybe like you said, when someone strikes out, he would have came through with that big hit. And let's be honest, until he got hurt, he was either the team lead in RBIs or he was close. And so, yeah. I mean, for a catcher of his caliber, and one of the things I've said many times, he's very underrated handling the pitchers. That's missed too. You know, I think Wallach fills that role right now, but his bat is not as good as O'Hoppy's. O'Hoppy was finally, or was coming into his own, And I think if we would have had him right now, we probably have 3 or 4 more wins. I truly believe that as well. I think he would have came up with some big hits when we needed him to.
You're 100% right. We made the trade to get him. We gave up a good outfielder in Brandon Marsh. He's played pretty well out there in Philly.
Mm-hmm.
But we did not have a legitimate, true catcher on the roster last year. Everyone liked Suzuki. I liked him too. But he was over the hill. And Sassy hit like 180 or something. We got ourselves a real legitimate catcher when we had Hoppy. He's a legit major league player that's only going to get better. He could have very well either won the Rookie of the Year or at least really competed for it, and we're missing him bad.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I think, and again, I said it before too, if you look at all the rookies that come through, if you had an outfielder who was kind of flashy or whatever, I think they would have, if Hoppy finished the year with 25 homers, 89 RBIs, and maybe a batting average of 270, 280 even, I don't care if a guy hit 30 and 100, you give it to a catcher because catchers don't come along that much or that often with stats like that. So as a rookie, I think Hoppy would have been Rookie of the Year because of that, because he was a catcher and he was something special. And I think that was a fair trade up until Hoppy got hurt. And right now, if you had to ask me, as of now, Phillies won that trade, because I would have said, "Hey man, that's one of those where you call it even." They got their center fielder for the future. We got our freaking catcher of the future. But because of the injury, it kind of leaves a bad taste in your mouth.
At the moment, I still think in the long run we're going to get the better of it because we needed the position bad. He upgraded that position immediately when he came over here. Tomorrow with Suarez, man, I'm dreading it. I'm really dreading it might be really bad. I hope I'm wrong, and we'll see.
I agree, bro, and I hope you're wrong too. If it does go off the rails, I hope they have a quick hook. That's all I can hope for.
I can't go through it too many more times. It's too demoralizing.
Yep, agreed.
All right, Todd. Love the show. Have a great Saturday night.
You too, David. Appreciate the call.
Later.
All right, that's David right there. Let's see. Daniel Burrito says Garrett Anderson equals clutch. I like what Randy said here. He said under new ownership, minimum 3 titles. Under Artie, more bobbleheads. I like that. That's true. It's the Halo Honk line.
Hey, Todd. I had a bad
I know that, dude.
Are you okay?
No, I'm just sick, and I've been in bed all day, and it just sucks not being able to do anything and just lying around and just, have something in my throat or something. It really sucks.
So you didn't go to the beach today, did you?
No, I didn't do anything today. I was sick all day, so I just watched dirt biking and the Angel game, and now I'm watching some Netflix.
Yeah, you sound pretty congested.
I'm so wasted.
Yeah. But hopefully this is the last night, and hopefully tomorrow I'm better, and hopefully I get better before the weekend ends.
So we're looking at that wave and saying, "Hey, bud, let's party."
Yeah. So,
where'd you get this jacket?
But hopefully Angels can win another one. And you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, and hopefully the Angels can win tomorrow, and hopefully we don't take a sweep in Brewers country, and then hopefully we can start off St. Louis in a good start in St. Louis, and then come home and hopefully have a good battle against the Rangers and Astros, and then go on the road again. But yeah, hopefully.
Do you take NyQuil right now?
Yeah, I'm going to in a little bit at 9 o'clock or something.
That's probably the strongest drink you could take. Yeah, I recommend Theraflu if you get a chance.
Yeah.
Theraflu is a powder you put in a drink in a hot tea type of thing. That always makes me sweat it out. So there you go.
Yeah, I think I like NyQuil because it knocks me out early and I can go to bed easier. and I sleep it off. So
There you go.
yeah. Alright. Well, I'll call in tomorrow when I'm better, hopefully, and go Angels. And my birthday month in 1 day almost. Oh yeah.
All right. There you go.
Later.
Later.
No. You don't like that color. I don't like that color.
That's for Fernando.
Not a very good color.
Let's see. Todd does Theraflu with Rally Thong and instantly better. You know it. You know it. Randy recommends colon blow. Okay, if you ever want to see a funny skit, look up Phil Hartman colon blow on Saturday Night Live. This is from like the 90s, early 90s. That shit's hilarious. I mean, it's like maybe a minute commercial, fake commercial, but it's freaking hilarious. You gotta check that out. Take some Z-Quil as well. You guys are already, look at this. All these doctors in the comments. Fernando saying, yeah, I drink NyQuil on nights I'm sad to sleep, like the Angels lose a series. You just gotta, what do you call it? He likes the Jim Rohn sound clip. You mean this one?
No. You don't like that color. I don't like that color. Not a very good color.
Mateo says, and with that, the ball game is over. Alongside with Erica Watson and Mark Gubazon, everyone here from Bally Sports West Crew, I'm Mateo Carlini saying so long from Milwaukee. And right there, that was better than Matty V. So, yeah, I'm the doctor here. Come on now. I got my PhD. I got my Facebook PhD, bro. I was calling out all those people with a shot during COVID, so there you go. Josh says bleach works as well. I'm traveling back in time to 2002. You know what? Okay, how many of you watch at least once a month the 2002 World Series? And shut up, Dr. Toes. See, Randy, that's another one of your issues why I have to deal with that. Anyway, the thing I've noticed is a lot of fans on depressing Angel games will go right to, hey, I'm watching the 2002 World Series. I wish we could say, hey, I don't feel like watching the 2002 World Series this time. I'm going to watch the 05 World Series when we won that series against Houston. Or I'm going to watch the 09 series. It's like, I wish we had those options. I wish. Oh, but
How dare you?
Mike Scioscia cost us both of those series, I believe, in 05 and 09. Imagine this team could have 3 titles, or just give me one of those two, either 05 or 09. And I can alternate and be like, nah, you know what? I want to see Guerrero run around Edison Field, Anaheim Stadium, the house that the Cowboy built that Artie made so much better, a.k.a. the Big A, walking around with a trophy. You know what I mean? Like that to me is the biggest disgrace for this Angels franchise, is not getting that guy a World Series trophy and a championship. I loved Vladimir Guerrero. He was so great. And even I, I would have loved to see him win a title. Let's just say that. I mean, that those teams were fun with him and Orlando Cabrera, Juan Rivera. You had a bunch of good players on that team. Napoli. I think it was a fun team to watch, man. And if Guillen could have kept his temper down and Scioscia wouldn't have got offended by those Italian jokes, who knows where this team would be. But yeah, we could have had a couple. Let's see also, or the 86 series. Yeah, that's one that my dad still is upset about to this day. And think about it too. If we would have had freaking Nolan Ryan on that 86 team. Randy says, Todd watches orthopedic videos for pleasure. Shut up. The doctor of togonomics. F you, Fernando. Todd, what's Erica Weston's weakest wiki feet rating? Shut up. I haven't looked at her feet yet. Mateo says, hey, Roger, can you talk about Mike Trout's home runs? Okay, well, here's how it's going to be. It's going to be the same thing he does every time, which is, well, when I drive my new Mazda and my wife, well, who cares about her? I care about John Stamos. John Stamos drives the new Infiniti or the Mazda or whatever I'm trying to peddle to you. He thinks about Mike Trout and my call of Mike Trout's home runs. Let's play the clip, James. This is straight from my house. Again, I'm not James. James, just play the clip. Oh, here's the pitch to Trout. Oh, there's a long fly ball deep to left center. The outfielder looks up, and it looks up in my pants as well. It is gone. Mike Trout with a home run. Oh, Trouty poo. Let's play the other clip now. Fly ball to center field. This has got me going. This has got me juiced up. I'm not on PEDs, but I'm very wet. It is over the fence. Home run. That's a 2-run home run for Mr. Non-Clutch Mike Trout. Oh, my goodness, Mike Trout. Oh, my goodness. Clean up in Roger's pants. Honey, please get me some tissues. Honey, I need tissues. That is the call from his house. Also, let's see. I got feet emojis. I love that. Toes R Us. I bet you Roger knows what John Stamos' Wiki Feet rating is. 2020 David Fletcher. 2021 Jared Walsh. Well, 2020 David Fletcher, he was good, obviously. 2021 Jared Walsh was something spectacular. I thought with him, that was his coming out party. That dude was hitting like crazy. And he had some really big clutch hits. And just, he was turning on everything. He was not striking out like he did last year, obviously. Not hitting into the shift like he was last year, obviously. 2021 was something special. Now, I didn't know he had, a couple nagging things that turned into something big at the end of the year. Then, obviously, he had all the headaches and all this other stuff, and it's delayed him back. But I would love to have him back here in this lineup. There is no doubt this team is way better with him on the field than they are without him. So I'm hoping he comes back, but then it's like, where do you put him? And it's like David says, he wishes he can get rid. Like the easy fix would be getting rid of Rendon and putting Urshela at third, and then you have Drury out there, and you have Neto out there, and then you could put Walsh back at first place, and everything's good. But no, there's going to be guys that are going to miss some playing time because these guys have to get their time in. Also, Mateo says Rendon deserves the Pac-Man or Mario for his errors. Yeah, this was error number 1, and this was error number 2 because this meant that scored 2 more runs to pretty much put the game over. Let's see. Yeah, he's Tony 2 errors for sure. Man, my throat hurts just with that. Todd's honk needs Viagra. How do you know that? Let's see. All this feet talk is giving me. Let me find it. Hold on. I'm always late when you call that one. It's where'd it go? So this board is getting way too big, and I gotta figure out a way to make it smaller.
That's what she said.
Where is that one, dude? Because I moved everything around again. Because that's the second time I failed on him. He called that one out the other day, and I was late on it. And then, here it is. See, I moved it way over here. So, yeah, let me read that again. Fernando says, all this feet talk is giving me
emotional damage.
Sonic says Rendon should retire and become a coach. Of what? He doesn't care about the game. You'd probably be like, hey, Rendon, can you give me some advice about my bats? Why, sure.
These nuts. Got him. Got him.
And the other player would be like,
how dare you?
So, yeah, that's how that would go down, the Dr. Todd Fox show. So this has been a long show. It's actually peaking almost at about an hour and a half, but we had a lot of people come on, so I appreciate that. But we're going to look for tomorrow. I don't know if I'm going to be on tomorrow. Tomorrow, I might be not available for that, as my English is really good right there. So I may not be available due to some family stuff, so we'll see what happens. But other than that, hopefully we can get some better pitching. And since we're in Milwaukee, I didn't even play these right here.
Just a bit outside. He tried the corner and missed.
That's what happened today with the walks, and hopefully this doesn't happen tomorrow with Suarez.
Ball 4. Ball 8. Low, and Vaughn has walked the bases loaded on 12 straight pitches. Boy, how can these guys lay off pitches that close?
Yeah, if you don't know who that is, I mean, you're obviously not old enough, but that's Bob Uecker, and from Major League Baseball, at least the first two movies. For some reason, Fernando likes part 3. But the first two movies, I mean, 2 was all right, but number 1 was the best, of course. But Bob Uecker's calls in those movies were outstanding, and he still calls games for the Brewers. I think he's called games for the Brewers for like 60 years or something like that. He was a former Boston Brave and Boston Brewer. I know he's almost 90, or he is 90, something like that. Looks good for his age, and he's still funny. But if you ever get a chance to listen in on an app when the Brewers are at home, I suggest you do it. You're running out of time to listen to the dude. The dude's a Hall of Famer. He's still very funny, and he says quirky lines like that to keep the game more interesting. So I would definitely check that out. Last thing, again, one more day for tomorrow. If you purchase tickets through 714 Tickets, you get into the running for the the chance to win that free jersey. And if you want a free jersey, you're going to be pleasantly surprised to see the jersey that we give out, because it's not going to be your just standard Angels jersey. So I really think you guys should take a shot at it if you haven't already, because we're going to get the names back, and then we're going to raffle it ourselves, because there's quite a few people that have bought tickets through us so far, and we really appreciate it. It has not given us
emotional damage.
It's made us feel really happy, and we're really appreciative. And so is 714 Tickets, as I met with them the other day, and they were pretty happy with what we've been doing so far. They were just telling me,
Yes! 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 Yes!
Yeah, so hopefully we get some more before the end of the month here. Let's see. Marty says Neto running the bases with his big helmet looks like Zetox from the Flintstones. Oh, that little alien dude. Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice message. ToddFox is not available at the tone. Please record your message. When you are finished, you may hang up and press for more options. James. Let's see. Harry Doyle and Major League 2. Meh. I love Back to the Minors. You'd love that one? If it's Squid's jersey, we all have been stiffed. Remember, folks, Mike Trout isn't clutch. Thank you, Josh. If we remember anything from today's show, it's what Josh just said. So with that being said, we will play you guys out tomorrow again. I don't know if I'm going to be here, but if I am, I hope to see you there. If not, it will be someone else filling in. And everyone have a good rest of what's left of Saturday.